Biden allocates $42 billion to build broadband for America. U.S. President Joe Biden has outlined some strong, positive precedents for bringing broadband internet access to the masses, and allocating $42.45 billion in government funding to do so. In 1936, Franklin D. Roosevelt announced the 32nd U.S. President, the New Deal program, designed to save the U.S. economy from the devastating and protracted depression caused by the Wall Street crash of 1929, ran past the Rural Electrification Act, which provides government loans to improve electricity supply in rural areas across the country. Funding was provided by partnerships, hundreds of which still exist today. Historical reality and memory should work for today's ISPs, many of whom face similar problems for 87-year-olds. The 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden, knows that broadband is essential for the country's economy to grow, and he teaches his administration to connect every home and place in this great country to rapid development. Internet connection. So, under the terms and support of the Broadband Equal Access and Distribution (BEAD) program, and directly reflecting Roosevelt's New Deal, the Department of Commerce recently announced substantial funding for all states and territories. Don't forget Columbia, D.C. Help pay electric power utility bill. The funds are provided under a bipartisan infrastructure policy and are valued at $42.45 billion. The government, the largest internet finance venture in American history, will take the announcement on a 3-week nationwide tour highlighting investments, jobs, and projects currently underway, and to do so, it will buy the Biden administration's financial system. 8.1. 5 million homes and small businesses still lack widespread high-speed broadband access, and tens of millions have to live with incomplete, inconsistent, inconvenient, and expensive internet infrastructure. According to Biden's schedule, this will eventually be fixed by 2030, and by then everyone in the United States will be able to enjoy affordable broadband. Not surprisingly, given the size of the United States and regional differences in broadband access, each state receives a minimum of $107 million, with 29 funds in excess of $1 billion. The top 10 jobs go to Alabama, California, Georgia, Louisiana, Michigan, Missouri, North Carolina, Texas, Virginia, and Washington. The top prize is $3 billion to the Lone Star State of Texas. The program also supports private businesses and creates new jobs, according to the Federal Trade Commission's (FTC) Made in America rule, which aims to increase reliance on domestic products in the United States to reduce foreign trade. To this end, government investment in the deployment of high-speed internet access should increase, such as broadband service providers CommScope and Corning investing $47 million and $500 million, respectively, to create new jobs in North Carolina. Overall, Biden's Invest in America initiative has attracted the private sector. More than $500 billion has been raised to date. Production has been brought back to America over the years and has created thousands new high-paying jobs. It is under construction. Biden's president's huge stimulus package for general projects is effective and far-reaching. Additionally, billions of dollars have been allocated to fund local messaging. This includes $14.2 billion for the Extended Connectivity Program (ACP), which entitles low-income families to a $30 monthly discount on broadband bills. That price rises to $75 per month among the eligible breeds, which tend to be the poorest and most disadvantaged in the country. In addition, through a government-established ISP network, these families can receive a lump sum of $100 to help pay for a desktop, laptop, or tablet. In addition, 20 ISPs across the country have signed up for affordable service, which currently provides free services to 19 million customers. However, the number of all developers eligible for ACOP is 49 million. Biden's other plans include the $2.75 billion high-speed broadband carrier for the Digital Capital Act, which provides grants to help communities get support and acquire the skills needed to capitalize on current economic opportunities. In addition, an additional $2 billion for the Tribe Broadband Connectivity Program, which provides grants to prominent federal groups, organizations, colleges, and universities, as well as the Hawaii and Alaska Native Corporation's Department of Native Operations to provide high-speed internet. Group. Contribute to land and health, distance education, high-speed internet, and digital projects. An additional $2 billion has been earmarked for the U.S. Department of Agriculture's USDA Reconnection Program, which provides loans and grants to build high-speed internet access in regions in need. There is also $1 billion for the Middle Mile Program (MMP), which helps re-establish and consolidate local connections to national data and the internet. Other donors of Biden's U.S. bailout include the U.S. Treasury Department's Capital Projects Fund (CPF), which provides $10 billion to all states, territories, and tribes with high-speed internet access. More than $7 billion of that money is earmarked for the deployment of high-speed internet and connectivity in 45 states. There is also the Coronavirus State and Local Government Fund, SLFRF, which provides national support to respond to and recover from the COVID-19 pandemic. About $8 billion of that was spent by state, territory, tribal, and local governments to deploy high-speed internet and connections. Finally, the U.S. regulator, the FCC, withdrew $7 billion in emergency network funding to help schools and libraries shut down what it calls a home operation, giving schools and libraries a 10.5 million connected devices and over 5 million internet connections. Biden's plan to finally bridge the digital divide is huge and effective. In terms of cost and capacity, it's more than just massive assistance in the 1950s from Roosevelt's New Deal and President Eisenhower's decision to finance the construction of the U.S. interstate highway system. Both of these periods of work contributed greatly to the economy and the development of the United States in the 20th century. Let's hope that Biden's 21st century vision and leadership's determination to make it happen will go down in history as a groundbreaking event. It certainly deserves such a celebration, but the split and disintegration of the current American political party may mean that recognition will take a long time. The old saying, "The prophet does not respect his country," has often been proven true. President Joe Biden is launching a $42 billion plan to bring high-speed internet to every American home by 2030. The industry expects to split by equity, penetration, and distribution over the next 2 years. The move is Biden's next step towards investing in the U.S. before his re-election. Let's agree that high-speed internet is a necessity, not a luxury, in 21st century America, Vice President Kamala Harris said in her speech from the White House. Whether it's connecting people to the digital economy, building fiber optic cables across America, or creating a statewide internet economy to create well-paying jobs, the investments we're announcing will improve our competitiveness and boost the economy across the country next year, said Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo. All states will receive at least $107 million and 19 states will receive more than $1 billion. Texas is expected to receive more than $3.3 billion in funding under the program. White House officials likened the plan to Franklin D. Roosevelt's efforts to bring electricity to rural America in the 1930s. Fast internet is a necessity in today's life, said Mitch Landrieu, White House infrastructure coordinator. President Biden and Vice President Harris have pledged to leave society behind as we connect every American to high-speed internet access. More than 7% of the country, or more than 8.5 million homes and small businesses, are considered unserviceable with internet speeds below the government-set minimum speeds 25 megabits per second download and 3 megabits per second upload speed.